This is the big one. Woo.
Did you tighten up that?
Yep.
Okay.
Let's see if it even notices.
Oh, it's probably not. Oh, actually it did.
Yeah, a little bit. Hello everyone. So this is the last of the V8s that I impulse bought. This is a Ford 460. We're gonna start tearing this down. I really just want the block and the crank for it. I'm gonna try to get aftermarket heads later, and eventually I'll figure out whatever's gonna go into. All right, I guess first let's get all the wiring off of here. Someone had already, when we found this engine, someone had swapped it into like a 1971 Mustang. I don't know what this engine originally came out of. It might have been a truck. It's got emission stuff on it. We're gonna get rid of most of that.
We're gonna hang on to all this accessory drive stuff, and for now we'll hang on to like a bunch of stuff like the water neck and everything just until we know what we need. We just want to get it torn down and get rid of some of this. We don't need this rat's nest. Yeah, this thing was in what, like a
71 Mustang.
71 Mustang. You can see they've recirculated the heater core with just a big loop. That's pretty common.
Next, we're going to take the carburetor off. I already unbolted it. This is just some, I don't even know what this is. It's a thing.
I'm curious what it is. What's it?
I think it's a Holly.
Oh, that's a factory Ford. It says Motorcraft on it. Remanufactured.
Get this EGR nonsense off of here.
Yeah.
Look at that, how much is built up in there.
That's pretty terrible.
Hold on.
That was a satisfying pop.
When we found this engine, all that was left to take apart was the motor mount. Someone already grabbed the transmission, so that was a very quick engine pull.
Yeah, we had it out in like 20 minutes. And it also helped that all we had to do was like the exhaust was already off and everything. We pretty much just had to yank it out.
All right. This is going to be weird because there's probably a lot of like, SAE, or English, or whatever you want to call it, bolts. And we're used to metric.
Oh yeah, well tell them about what you had to do to get this thing on the engine stand.
I had to go buy a bunch of 7/16 thread bolts to put this onto the engine stand. Because all the other bolts that I have are all metric for everything else I work on.
America, America. Oh yeah, those are interesting.
I think a couple of the studs are broken, but I don't really care because I don't want to use these heads again. I think I've read these heads weigh like 70 pounds each.
Yeah, the exhaust manifolds certainly feel like it.
I picked up one of these old-fashioned, spinny, taking offy thingies at a yard sale a while ago. It feels appropriate using it on this car.
Yeah, have fun. I mean, this would work just
I'm gonna do
great.
it once. I'm gonna do one. Oh, there we go. Okay, now I don't need to ever do that again.
I mean, that's not...
Plug.
It also doubles as a fidget spinner. Whee!
Yep, those are plugs. Would you like a plug?
Wow. And these all look nice and rich.
You get all this accessory drive stuff off of here.
Well, if you can't get it loose, might as well just break it. Well, there's one side.
All right. Ooh. What even is any of this stuff? Was this running on like windshield wiper fluid? 'Cause that's what it smells like. Ugh. I don't know what this crystal stuff is.
Bam. Got it.
It goes on there.
Been on there probably since before me and you were born.
Did you see the goo that was inside the water pump?
Oh, no. God, why am I touching it? Oh, that's so many weird chemicals.
Oh, won't need that anymore. It's delaminated, so.
Yes. Look at the little external balance.
This we have to keep. This is
Wow.
important. That's what seals up the crankshaft too. So these two things, very important to keep.
So they're both separately keyed.
Yep.
There's
Yeah,
got
another one
a
right there.
super long crankshaft snout on it.
All right. Let's see what's behind the timing cover. That's a chain.
I mean,
That's loose.
it's
It's got one of those like phenolic or plastic gears.
Oh, it does have a phenolic here. Yeah, it's super duper loose. Oh, and it's still got a fuel pump driver on it. That's what this is for.
Yeah, it's got the plate covering up where the fuel pump would be. And behind door number 1, we have valve train. Not really any varnish, or maybe a little bit in there.
Not loose, not loose, not loose. All of these appear to be tight. Valve train still seems good, at least on this side. That's cool. They've got a little bit of a hemispherical design to them. They're like this, very slightly. Oh, and they've got, you can see the oil comes up through the push rod. It hits this little, they got a little splasher thing that sprays it. So in all the other push rod holes, there's not really anything, but right here, for some reason, these two push rod holes, they're just surrounded. Let me show you this stuff. It's just this like, it's almost like just carbon rocks. That's crazy.
Look at all the things that are in there.
Oh, good God. It's like, oh, I gotta get a go. We pulled the
Thermostat.
the thermostat housing off, and there's all of these helicopter seeds that are just stuck on this thermostat housing. That's so strange. I'm gonna grab them and pull them off. Whoa! I wonder what thermostat this is.
There we go.
Oh, fuck.
What?
You did it as I was trying to line up. Oh man, they still used the China wall rubber instead of just replacing it with silicone.
Oh, that's a heavy thing.
Let's see the
Got a
bottom.
belly pan.
Interesting. I like how big the ports are on it.
I don't know where this came from.
What? Oh, yeah. So, like, the carbon in this thing is just insane.
Look at all these ports. Like, yeah.
Like, oh, it's still the EGR. Oh,
Yeah.
and that's what it was. The PCV looked like it had been deleted or something. I don't know. Don't drop it on your face. Alright.
Take this over to the table.
Let's take you guys in there. We're going in. Obviously still got the head gasket on it, but the piston looks good. Just got some random powder in it, whatever. Same thing with that one. Ooh, yeah, these rear bores are very, very, very rusty. Very bad. This one specifically, the one that was down the most. That's why we weren't turning very far. We're gonna have to vacuum some of that out and clean it off before we try to turn this thing over. These bores are fine. It's just this back one. Alright, let's behind door number 2. Well, these ones look pretty dang good, other than slight, you know, the obvious rusty bores.
That's starting to move a little now.
For the first time in who knows how long, the engine turns over.
I'll hold on to that. Oh, there we go.
Well, that was easy.
God, I can't believe these things came with plastic gears.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised by that too.
Because like the other guys we've watched on YouTube, when they tear down like Pontiacs and GMs, like they have the same thing. Yeah,
Probably
so
very early use of
like a
plastic.
70s or 80s thing they just did.
Yeah, whatever they could put plastic on. Yeah, and it's just the teeth, like the inside
But
part.
the gear's made of like aluminum or something. It's very light.
It's still it's like pot metal gear and like plastic teeth.
Okay. Cam. All right, cool. Now let's see if I can roll this over. Let's get the oil pan off. Some goo at the bottom.
Typical sludge. Nothing large or metallic. Pretty normal, but nothing in the pickup that I can see.
Factory oil pump. And there's this. The spinny dervish rod.
Oh, hell.
Yep.
And it's got a little jangle dangle. What is... Oh,
It spins the oil pump.
And those are some long rods.
Rod. Big piston.
Yeah, that's a monster. I mean, there was a lot of side skirt wear.
Yeah.
It needs replaced. It definitely got used, that's for sure. 7.5 liter, that's what it says right on the side. What's crazy to me is this hasn't had oil running through it in a while, and they still spin just fine on that crank.
Yeah, there's just enough film
Like,
left over that...
Everything else on the engine was stuck as hell from rust.
That crank's happy.
Yeah, the mains are fine. I mean, all the bearings are fine. That's definitely still a good usable crank.
And all the caps are numbered. There's the seal, 2-part oil seal.
Front main seal is just,
Rear. Yeah.
rear main seal is just a press in place. That's cool.
Yep, and there's another half that's supposed to be like in here too or something, right there.
That's sweet.
I think you're actually supposed to like clock them a little bit so that the seams don't line up with the seams in the block.
Oh yeah. Billy just really wants to show off the difference between a big block and a small block.
Pretty similar size.
Yeah, it's hard to tell in pictures, but
18 inches.
you got 18 inches for the deck.
21.5 inches.
21.5. What about the bores? Width.
That's like 19.5.
Width is 19.5.
That's about 19.5
Also 19.5. What size are the bores though?
Big. So that's
Well, use your tape
3.55 inches. This is like 4 something. Might be 4. That's like 4 1/4.
So
And that's like 3.5 inches.
That's like 3/4 inch larger diameter,
Yeah.
right? And believe it or not, that difference plus whatever the difference is in stroke is the difference between a 4.6 liter engine and a 7.5 liter. It's basically twice the size. Kind of hard to comprehend, but that's the cool part, is that they're fairly similarly sized engines.
It's like 6 1/4, 5 3/8.
Wow. It does visibly look like the 4.6 has smaller piston
5.4.
holes. Or 5. Oh, that's the 5.4?
Yeah.
Oh, well then they're not that far off from each other anyway.
Yeah.
That's basically 2 liters. Neat. Also, this one being push rod and that one being dual overhead cam.
Yeah.
Ta-da! How does it look, Billy?
That was good.
All right, what do you have to say? What do you have to say for yourself after all this?
I need to buy more V8s.
No.
Yes.
No, you don't. All right.
gotta do more.
Next stop, rehab.